Still remember sugar window, cinnamon smoke breezing. Everybody called it heaven, don't bring it to your knees. And mama said don't trust that glitter when it's shining in the trees. Cause every smile it ain't no mercy, every prayer it don't bring peace. And they painted every doorway red, every hymn sounded sweet. But behind these stained glass windows and you can hear them children weeping. Everybody bowed their heads but nobody had looked beneath. They wasn't too scared to question what was hiding right underneath. And Hansel kept a trail of thoughts and breadcrumbs in his mind and trying to connect the missing names everybody left behind. And every Sunday another face disappeared without goodbye. And then they blamed it on the forest while they never asked them why. And the witch wasn't laughing, she was crying in disguise. And she'd been branded by the village cause she opened up her eyes. And they called her evil, called her cursed, everything but true. Because easiest lie is to sell a hand to you. And their candy on the outside wasn't made to pull us in. And it was covering the scars and everything they'd always been. And every brick another secret, every frosting hid a scream. And every prayer it was another way to bury every dream. And Hansel finally saw the ovens were inside the shack. And they've been burning through the years behind the pulpit in the back. And now the pages start unfolding, now the stories rearranging. Now the truth is served by fire, every legend starts to change. Candy walls fell down and church of truth don't ever drown. And you can hide behind the halo but the darkness still gets found. And we were fed those fairy tales and now we're tearing every page. And I am Hansel, this is Gretel, and this is our revenge. And no more running, no pretending, sweetest lies, the deepest sin. And now the bells they don't sound like grace and they echo through the flames. And everybody knows the monster, everybody knows my name. And now Gretel walked with anger, quiet, stitched in every breath and carrying the weight of children that they sacrificed to death. And every cross became a question, every answer smelled like smoke. And every promise that they offered disappeared before it broke. And she remembered all the whispers, all the warnings not to speak. And how the strongest hearts were always taught to push the worship weak. And now they gathered every secret hidden underneath the floor. And every faded photograph and every bloodstain on the door. And now the fire couldn't drown her, now silence couldn't win. And every confession started to sound like another mortal sin. And the witch reached out her weathered hand, disappeared, child, just believing. They called me what they feared because I wouldn't ever leave. And now the hunters become hunted underneath the midnight sky. And every false and holy sermon turned to ashes built on lies. And no more fear inside their footsteps, no more chains around their necks. And only justice walking slowly, beating, smoking through the flames. And Hansel lit the match with person's ground, never looked away. In all the years of stolen innocence demanded debt be paid. And no celebration, ain't no forgiveness, then rehearsed words and only echoes of forgotten children's voices finally heard. And the candy walls fall down and truth don't never drown. And you can hide behind a halo but the darkness still gets found. And now we're fed those fairy tales but now we're tearing every page. And I'm Hansel, this is Gretel, and this is our revenge. And no more running, ain't no running, and there ain't no more pretending. And the sweetest lies they always leads the deepest ending. Now the bells don't sound like grace and now they echo through the flames. And everybody knows the monster, everybody knows my name. And now morning broke with sweetness, village used to know. And only cracked and broken statues, sailor silence in the rows. And no stories for the children telling witches stole the light. And how they knew who wore the costume underneath their robes of white. And now Hansel dropped the final breadcrumb, all lies came to die. And Gretel watched the smoke ascending, cried forgotten cries. And every child wasn't coming home for finally names. And now written higher than the people always hid the shame. And the witch just turned and disappeared beyond them dying trees. And leaving only whispered words dancing softly right through the breeze. And I never told you I was only what they feared. And the True survives 8,000 riders, even disappears, and now the forest feels much lighter through the memories remaining. Every scar became a lesson, every loss became a flame, and now downbound gilded buildings or confused control with grace, and they can see beneath the surface. They can't recognize a face in fairy tales. They keep getting written once when they win the war, and then revenge writes the ending. It was buried long before it, so if you hear bells still ringing through the shadows after dark, and just don't follow voices, just listen deeper than your heart, because monsters wear disguises, sometimes milk instead of skin, and the sweetest house imaginable hides dark within.